Hey there, today I'm going to be showing you 5 new casseroles, and the best part about these casseroles is they are dump and go casseroles. So we are seriously going to be dumping everything into our baking dish, bake it up, and then there you go. Can't get any easier than this, so I hope you enjoy it. And let's start casseroling. We're kicking today off with this chicken Parmesan casserole. So I have a 9x13 baking dish right here. I sprayed it with plenty of nonstick spray. Now I'm going to add a 12-ounce box of uncooked bow tie pasta right into my baking dish, along with 3 cups of water, 1 pound of chicken breast. This isn't cooked chicken breast, just raw chicken breast that I cubed into kind of like bite-sized pieces. Next, add in 24 ounces of pasta sauce. You could use any type of pasta sauce that you love. And then to give this added flavor, add in a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and a half a teaspoon of pepper. Give this a really good stir. Now that this is well combined, we are going to cover this tightly with aluminum foil, and this will bake in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. And after 40 minutes of baking, remove the foil and give this a really good stir. You'll notice the pasta is not quite cooked through at this point, and there's some liquid in your pan. Don't worry about it. The pasta will cook through here in a moment, and the liquid will become absorbed. On top of your casserole, sprinkle 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, a 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese, and 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Continue to bake this for an additional 15 minutes. And here's the finished product. This chicken Parmesan casserole is out of this world good, and that crunchy panko mixture on the top really makes this taste similar to your traditional chicken Parmesan. This is full of flavor. I serve this alongside of steamed green beans. This one is for all of my meatless meal friends. We are making this amazing Tex-Mex rice casserole. To my greased 9x13 baking dish, I added 1 cup of uncooked rinsed jasmine rice, or you could use regular white rice. Then I added in 1.5 cups of salsa. Any brand or any type of salsa will work. Next, add in a can of drained and rinsed black beans, followed by a can of drained corn. This recipe is awesome because you could really make it your own by adding any ingredients you love or subtracting any of these ingredients. Next, I added in 2 cups of vegetable broth, followed by a tablespoon of taco seasoning and a 1/2 tablespoon of ranch seasoning. The last thing I added in was a 1/2 cup of Mexican style cheese, and I gave this a really good stir. I covered this tightly with aluminum foil, and this baked in a preheated oven to 375 degrees for about 50 minutes. And here's my little helper Macy. She loves making dinner with me. I can't believe she's 9 months old already. But after this was out of the oven, I removed the aluminum foil, and I'm going to sprinkle about 1 cup more cheese on top and bake this for an additional 12 minutes. Here's what dinner looks like. We like to top ours with our favorite taco toppings. I topped mine with tomato, sour cream, cilantro, and guacamole. This meal is so good. It also makes for great leftovers for the next day if you have extras. And this meal is awesome because you just throw everything into your pan. It's very low mess and easy to make. Now we're making this ranch Doritos casserole, and don't go knocking this recipe until you try it. It is really delicious. To my large mixing bowl, I added in 3 cups of shredded chicken. I just used part of a rotisserie chicken, or you could boil up chicken on your own, kind of however you choose to cook your chicken. Just add it into your bowl. Then I added in a 1/2 cup of sour cream, followed by 1 can of Rotel, 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Next, you'll add in a 1/2 cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of Mexican style cheese. The last thing you'll add in is a tablespoon of ranch seasoning and give this a really good stir. Now for the Doritos, I'm using the Cool Ranch Doritos, or you could use the Nacho Cheese Doritos, kind of whatever you prefer. I put about 9 ounces of those Doritos into a large bag, and I'm breaking those Doritos up with my rolling pin, or you could break them up in a food processor, whatever you prefer. I have my large casserole dish right here, or you could use a 9x13 baking dish. I sprayed it with nonstick spray, then placed half of those crushed Doritos down to the bottom of the baking dish. Then I poured the casserole on top of the Doritos, and I tried to be careful just to not mix those Doritos up in the casserole. I poured the remaining Doritos on top and then sprinkled this with a cup of Mexican style cheese. This baked on 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Like I said before, don't go knocking this recipe until you try it. It really is super duper good. Those Doritos give it a nice crunch and added flavor. This is kind of like not your typical casserole, so it's really fun to make on occasion, and you could switch it up by using those nacho cheese Doritos if you'd like. Now we're making this chicken stuffing zucchini bake, and I've made versions of this on my channel in the past, but I love it so much, so we're making another version of it today. I sliced my 3 medium-sized zucchinis into half moons, and then I set them to the side. Into this bowl, I'm adding my 6-ounce box of stovetop stuffing. Into the stuffing, you are going to add in 3 tablespoons of melted butter and give this a really good stir to coat the stuffing in the melted butter. You're going to set this mixture to the side. I pulled out a super duper big bowl, and into this bowl you're going to add about 3 cups of cooked shredded chicken. Again, cook your chicken however you choose to do so and shred it up. Then I added a half a cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese along with a can of cream of mushroom soup. Next you'll add in the zucchinis that we sliced up earlier along with half of the stuffing mixture that we made up. And then you're going to add in a half a cup of sour cream and give this a really good mix. After I placed my casserole in my greased 9x13 baking dish, I tried to spread it out as even as possible. And over the top of the casserole, you're going to sprinkle about a half a cup more shredded sharp cheddar cheese on, and then sprinkle the remaining stuffing over the top. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes, or until the stuffing is nice and golden brown on the top. If you're a big stuffing and zucchini fan like me, you will absolutely love this casserole. It has to be one of my all-time favorite casseroles. I served it alongside of a side salad with spring mix, fresh carrots, tomatoes, croutons, and then for the ranch dressing, I've really been liking this Bolthouse Farms ranch recently. I think it has really good flavor. Now we're making this chicken Alfredo casserole, and oh boy, so to get it started off, you're going to want about 3 cups of cooked shredded chicken. I'm cooking my chicken up in the Instant Pot, so I do want to show you how I'm doing it. I added my 2 large frozen chicken breasts right in there, then I seasoned them with a dash of pepper, Italian seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, and salt. This is just going to give the chicken some added flavor. Now I'm adding in 1 cup of water. I'm going to put the lid on top, set the valve to sealing. I cooked this chicken for 22 minutes because it was frozen. I just only had frozen chicken on hand. But to my 9x13 baking dish, I sprayed it with nonstick spray. Then I added a tablespoon of minced garlic in there along with 16 ounces of shaped pasta. You could use any type of shaped pasta you like. I just love this shaped pasta because it's kind of fancy to me. Now I'm going to add in our cooked shredded chicken along with 22 ounces of any type of jarred Alfredo sauce you like. The last thing you'll add in is 3 cups of chicken broth and give this a really good stir. Once all the pasta is coated in the sauce, you're going to cover this with foil and cook this on 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. Once out of the oven, you will remove the foil and give this a really good stir. After you're through stirring this all together, you will add your cheeses on top. So go ahead and add some mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. You could really add however much or however little cheese you want, depending on how cheesy you want your chicken Alfredo. Bake this for an additional 10 minutes to melt down the cheese, and then it is time to serve it up. Here's my big bowl of food. I serve this alongside of some cheesy garlic toast. After you make this recipe, you will rethink any other way you have ever made chicken Alfredo. It is seriously that good and that easy to make. It is just amazing. I have plenty more videos like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed down below the video so you don't miss any more in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.